Hey guys, Pastor Allan here. Hope you guys are enjoying our Bible study on the book of James. Today is day number 3.
On chapter 3, James uses 3 examples of how the tongue, as a small member of our bodies, can really do a lot of damage. Number 1, James uses the example of a horse's bit and how the horse's bit can be used to tame, direct, or control an animal.
What's a horse bit?
So a horse's bit is a piece of metal that is more like a mouthpiece that goes in around the mouth of a horse, and it is used to guide, steer, or control a horse. Is a ship's rudder. So again, what is a ship's rudder? A ship's rudder is used to control or to guide a ship, or to use it for turning a ship in whatever direction you want it to.
Oh!
And just like the horse's bit, it is a relatively small part of a ship, yet it is used to control and guide a huge vessel like a ship. Number 3, James uses the example of fire to really show us the type of damage that our tongues can do in our lives. Just like you see how forest fires can do so much damage, and they start literally with maybe a small spark or something small that sets off the damage. Our tongues also can be used for good, or they can also do a lot of harm. They can really get out of hand. So the idea behind these examples is to give us a sense of understanding that a person that can control his or her tongue can really control their whole bodies. And it's all about self-control and controlling yourself. So yes, we do have to watch what we say. In fact, another verse that the previous chapter that we studied from James talked about how we should be quick to hear and slow to speak. I know that growing up, we were usually told that God gave us 2 ears instead of 2 ears and 1 mouth, which should tell us that we should try to listen more and to speak less. And that applies to all of us. It applies to parents, it applies to you guys, it applies to all of us in our relationships. We should be careful and ask God to help us to really put a guard, or help us to watch what we say. That was another text that we learned last time. So verse 11 also, speaking of our words and our tongue, James goes on to say that uses the comparison of how the same source of water cannot give fresh water and bitter water. In this case, we cannot use our same mouths or our same tongues to bless God and then turn around and use the same mouth to curse a person or to put someone down, right? So these things ought not to be. So from there we turn to wisdom. And I love the wisdom piece because there's wisdom in knowing what to say and what not to say. There's wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to just choose to remain quiet and really think about what we say. The chapter ends with the contrast or the comparison between wisdom that comes from heaven and wisdom that is considered demonic. What does wisdom that is considered demonic look like? It is filled with pride. Let's see, verse 14 talks about how it's full of envy, and it is selfish, it is self-seeking, and it lies against the truth. And it leads to confusion, it leads to evil. That is the type of wisdom that is not considered godly or heavenly. 17 speaks about the wisdom that is from above. First of all, James says that it is pure, it is peaceable, it is gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality. and without hypocrisy. That type of wisdom is the type of wisdom that comes from heaven. It is not partial. It is not prideful. It does not divide. It leads to peace. It is, first of all, it says pure. So that type of wisdom that leads to peace, that leads to righteousness, that leads to us glorifying God with our lives is the type of wisdom that we should ask God to help us to show and to live out in our lives.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a video.
Until next time.
We love you guys.